Late at night when the world is quiet, there are those who uncover things best left unseen. Detective Sam Mercer was one of those who never shied away from the dark. But some cases, even he couldn't forget. It all started 3 months ago. A series of disappearances. People vanished from their homes, from the streets, without a trace. No one knew why, until one victim left behind a clue. A strange symbol drawn in the dust of their bedroom mirror. A symbol that looked alive. Detective Mercer was called to investigate. He walked down an old, empty alley, the sound of his footsteps echoing, each step carrying the weight of the unknown. He paused at the entrance of an abandoned building, his breath quickening. Something didn't feel right. He entered. The air felt thick, heavy, like something was watching him. The building was old, covered in dust, yet it wasn't completely abandoned. Strange symbols were drawn on the walls, hastily, almost as if someone or something had been marking its territory. Mercer moved deeper into the building, a cold shiver crawling up his spine. He should have left, but something kept him going. The whispers. They started faint, barely there. At first, he thought it was the wind. Leave, before it sees you. Mercer froze. His breath caught in his throat. The room was empty, but the whisper, it was so real. He looked around. There was nothing there. Nothing but the walls and the darkness that seemed to be closing in on him. Leave, before it sees you. The whispers weren't coming from anyone. They were coming from the walls. The very air around him seemed to hum with something dark, something ancient. He had to leave, but he pressed on. Mercer's flashlight flickered and then died. The room plunged into darkness, but through the shadows he saw it. A mirror, covered in dust. The reflection was wrong. In the mirror, Mercer saw himself, but behind him, a shadow, tall, thin, flickering. And it wasn't just the reflection. The shadow moved as though it were alive, reaching for him. Don't look into the glass. But it was too late. Mercer couldn't look away. As he stared into the mirror, the shadows twisted. The room began to fade. The walls dissolved. And Mercer found himself somewhere else, a dark place, empty and cold. Then he saw it, the figure. It stood in the center of this dark void, the whispering shadow, its face hidden, its presence suffocating. The same thing that had been taking people was now standing before him. Mercer knew there was no escaping it. He wasn't meant to find this place, but now that he had, he would never leave. Mercer disappeared that night. The building was found abandoned. No sign of a struggle, no sign of life. Just a file, his last report, found on his desk. The last words he wrote, scribbled hastily. The shadows are real, and they will never let you go. Some cases are best left unsolved. Leave before it sees you.